then this car, you really have to try this car, test drive this car. It really surprised me. I thought it was just a old man E-Class, but oh man, what a car. Foot down. Oh Christ, on our bike. Oh brother, what a car. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this 2014 Mercedes E350d Cabriolet. The two key parts of this car are the E350 in name, meaning it's a 3-litre V6 diesel turbo, around 250 brake horsepower and a lot of torque. I'm not sure what the number is, but you notice it when driving. And the second part is the Cabriolet. It's a very good looking car. I do prefer the coupe, but the ability to take the roof off is pretty amazing, especially like in this weather, which is quite rare for this country. But I've made the most of it. Every opportunity I've taken the roof down. Might not do this in the review because it does get a bit windy, but I think for the price for one of these, I saw one 50,000 miles, around 12 grand for a good one, 12-15 grand. I think you do get a lot of car for the money, but the tech is a bit old. We'll get into that later, but let's just take a look around. I think the coupe is the better looking E-Class, and I think the E-Class coupe is better looking than the C-Class of the same generation. It just looks a bit more grown up, a little more muscular, and a little bit wider, because it's on the same platform as the C-Class coupe of this generation, so it's size-wise it's not too big, so it's kind of easy to place and park, but it's still, I think it looks just a bit more grown up, and there's a little more room in the back for rear passengers in this car. So let's talk about the interior, because it's pretty dated, as you can see, but the quality is very good. Because this car is old. This car, as you can see from there, is like 127,000 miles, and it's not too bad. There are a couple of scratches. There's no like really no like shiny plastics to scratch that easily, apart from like here. But you have this textured finish on the center console and a bit on the doors as well. But overall, the quality is pretty good. Steering wheel feels solid. Like there's not much wear on it. I'm not sure if it's been replaced or not, but it's like barely any wear on the steering wheel. And the features you get, the kits basically, because in this car you get Harman Kardon audio. It's not bad. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. You get heated seats. You get a neck scarf, heated because it's a convertible, so you have little vents behind your neck in the front two seats to keep you warm when the roof is down. You also get the seat belt butler thingy, handler. Let's call it a butler. You also get, what was I gonna? I forget. Surprisingly, let's say ignition on. Okay, this thing, it has navigation, it has Bluetooth, it has telephone. You have numbers and shit, bro. It's amazing. But it has, I didn't know you could have this in this car, but you can watch a movie in here. You put a little DVD, if you know what that is, if you're old enough to know what that is. Look at that. You can watch a fucking movie in here. I mean, oh, I didn't mean to curse. You can watch a movie. The speakers, there's a lot of speakers, so it is a nice cinematic experience. Screen's a bit small, but I think that is still amazing. For a car this old, for 12 grand, you get a cinema.
Do you have any questions?
Incredible.
Just be sure.
But yeah, overall, interior is great. Seats are very comfortable. They look nice as well. And they are part manual, part electric, so you slide back and forth. It's a manual adjustment. And then there's like you can move the seat base electronically, like lower and higher up, and recline it electrically and stuff. So it's a weird combination of manual with electric, but I think it works fine. You also get a clock if I move this out of the way. Premium. That's called premium right there. You get a clock. And the coolest part, I think, of this car is the roof. You have a little the mechanism is so cool. Feels like a James Bond car or something. But you can raise it and lower it for here. You can put up wind deflectors, I believe, like in the rear. But yeah, it's overall it's a nice cabin. The seats in the back are a little bit pressed forward due to it being a cabriolet compared to the coupe. You can actually, it's a bit lower back, so when you're sitting in the rear, you're being pushed a bit forward, which isn't comfortable, but it's not bad. I could do like 40 minutes in the rear of this car. Legroom's not bad. It's a bit compromised, but I think it does the job. If you're looking for something bigger rear seats, I say you go for a 4 Series or a E92 3 Series. The rear seats there are actually livable. Like you could actually have a long journey in those. But I think overall interior, dated but top quality. It's better than like a lot of modern Mercedes, Audis I've been in, to be honest. But it's top quality stuff. Infotainment's a bit old, but climate control, easy to use, well laid out, nice digital readouts, so it's very legible. But yeah, overall, as a 2014, Jesus Christ, 11-year-old car, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It also does come with cruise control, but it's a radar guided cruise control, so I can keep a distance from the car in front, which is pretty incredible tech for the time, I think, and for the money. So you do get a lot of features for your money, including, I almost missed it. I think you can see it. The orange triangle there is blind spot monitoring, which is pretty advanced feature for a car of this age, but that's what Mercedes were about back in the day, innit? But yeah, I think I've mentioned everything. Well, the roof goes down. That as well. I think overall, good cabin. Not as sexy as my 330i was, RIP that car, but overall it's a great cabin. Digital layout, digital readout. Good for all information over there. It's pretty sick. Yeah, I'll take the car on a drive and talk about how it drives. But before that, one of the few negatives about this car, since it's a convertible, the boot space is a bit wanting. I think it's around 300 liters of boot space, which is less than what? It's less than that M135i I reviewed like a couple weeks ago, which is it's not a lot. You can't put a lot back here. I think the coupe has a lot more room because it hasn't got to stow the roof anywhere. And I believe the 3 Series coupe and the 4 Series have a bit more boot space, but I haven't seen their convertibles to know. So if you need boot space, go for a coupe, but if you want that roof, you're just gonna have to. But if you want that roof, you're just gonna have to compromise and take the less boot space. But yeah, let's take it out for a drive. I'll tell you how it drives, because it's that engine, that 3-liter V6 turbo diesel. That's one of the highlights of this car. That's one of the reasons I picked it to review, because that engine is I won't call it a masterpiece, but it is fun. It's amazing. It's an amazing engine. So let's take it for a drive and talk to you about how it drives. Okay, now behind the wheel, let's talk about the way this car drives. Now, it's not as soft or as plush as I was expecting, because I was expecting it to be an E-Class, but it's more of a sporty suspension setup. So it's not stiff, but you can feel a bit of the bumps. But due to that, it corners surprisingly well. Like, I was taking some corners at brisk speeds, and it wasn't really leaning over. It wasn't wallowing around. It was kind of staying flat. So I think they went for a sportier setup with this car. And I don't mind that at all, because I like sportier cars and I'm young. But if you're expecting like a S-Class coupe, you're probably not going to get that. But it's not bad. Like, it's livable. It's not like harsh or anything. And I think it's a good compromise between comfort and stability. I think they really nailed it, because I've never really felt uncomfortable one time in this entire car. Like, in any long short journeys on any rough roads. I think that's also due to the seats being very soft and very supportive, but I think the suspension is perfectly fine. Next up, I think we should talk about the engine. It's a great engine. Like, I'm not a fan of diesels because they don't make as good a sound as petrols do, but they do provide a lot of torque. And this, compared to my 330i, the straight 6 naturally aspirated, this would smoke it. in like a rolling race or even off the line, because the amount of torque you have, the minute you put your foot down, you are gone. I was doing 70 on the motorway, then I flexed my big toe like a little bit, and I was doing 80 in like a second. So the engine is, I think it's pretty much flawless, apart from it's a bit noisy under acceleration, but if you want to hear engine a bit, it's not too bad. It's not like rattling away, or it's not unrefined. It's a very smooth engine, especially when idling. You barely hear it when it's idling, even for a diesel. So I think engine, suspension, they nailed it, because you can get roughly 40 miles per gallon from this engine on a long motorway journey. And the low down torque it gives you like in traffic or when you're overtaking, perfect car, perfect engine for this car. There are other engine options, like a 2.1 liter 4-cylinder diesels, but those aren't for me. I prefer something with a more interesting powertrain like this. So I think this engine is a great highlight of this car. You combine that with the suspension, you can have a little bit of fun. It's not as engaging as like a BMW or something, but it's very competent. You will never feel unsafe or lack any confidence. And the rear-wheel drive, because it's got so much torque, sometimes I do break traction when I'm really going at it, but it's so rare, because this car is really well calibrated. I think to really, the third component of that, it would be the gearbox. 7-speed automatic. It's very smooth. Changes, the changes are almost unnoticeable when driving around day to day. You do get small little paddles, and the gearbox is as fast as you expect for a car, for a gearbox that's like, what, 14 years old? Not 14, 11 years old. Because in my 330i, I think this gearbox is faster than my 330i was, but it's still not a quick gearbox. Maybe I can show you. So I'll put it in sport for now. When you open up, I'll show you what the reaction is between me pressing the pedal and it giving me the next gear. But yeah, let's talk about the modes. You have sport mode, eco mode, and manual mode. And the difference between sport mode and eco is massive. The throttle response is a lot better, and you can have a lot more fun with sport mode. I keep it in sport mode all the time because I'm young and foolish and stuff. But I think the gearbox is, it's not, I wouldn't say it's great, but for the age of the car, it's perfectly fine. And you're not trying, this car isn't really for anyone trying to hoon around. It's more of a cruiser, and I think as a cruiser it nails. The engine, gearbox, and suspension components really make it one hell of a cruiser. And then the roof going down, especially in a day like this, the roof going down is a game changer for this car. It does rob you of boot space, but the rest of the car does make up for it. There is an engine light on, but that's due to a faulty sensor. That's what the owner told me. So we should be fine to keep going. The next thing we'll talk about, I don't know if I should mention this, but next thing we'll talk about is the Harman and Kardon. I don't know how important sound it is to most people watching this, but to me, I like a good sound system. I think the best I ever heard was a Bang & Olufsen from the Audi A4 I tested on the channel. That speaker system was incredible. This Harman Kardon system is nowhere near as good, but it's upgraded for the bass. I don't know what the bass sounds like, but this is, if I was to get this car, I'd need this system, because any worse than this, I don't think I would really like it. I've heard the BMW versions from like, what, from the, is it F80? Yeah, F80 3 Series, M3s. The Harman Kardon and the BMW systems are a lot better than these Mercedes ones. But yeah, I think the sound system is not bad. It does make the movie, as I showed you, the movie watching experience very nice. Like you get like nice surround sound going on. You can get 3D audio in this car. This car might have just too many features. I thought people were exaggerating when it said Mercedes were really pushing technology. You know, back when the S-Class came out, it was like the halo product of all the newest tech. This car has a lot of tech that newer cars are just getting now, I guess. But I assume when it came out, it would have cost you a lot in options to get these features. The radar guided cruise control, the blind spot monitoring and the collision warning system, that little triangle thing over there, are pretty advanced for a car this old, I think, and they all work pretty well so far as I've used them. I think the one thing I want to mention that I don't like about this car is the handbrake situation. I mean, yeah, because it's a foot operated handbrake. You can't really see it's a small little pedal in the bottom left of this footwell, and you got to press it down to engage it, and then you got to pull on this with all your might to disengage it. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not sure why they went that route. I guess it's better than having like cluttering this up with like a gear selector and a handbrake. They also have the gear selector in the column stalk, like in most automatic Mercedes, well, modern automatic Mercedes. So I think it's a good touch because you get to have a lot of room here for cup holders, storage thingies. This glove box split folds. There's some snacks in there, don't look at that. And I think, yeah, the interior is perfectly fine. The exterior is a beautiful looking car, to be honest with you. It looks like a 50 grand car, which I assume it was around 40 grand when it came out. It looks very expensive outside, especially those front headlights. And this is a, what, I think it's a metallic silver paint. If you saw when I was walking around it, it's kind of glimmering in the sun. So yeah, it's a very expensive looking car. And I assume when it came out it was very expensive to buy. But now it's, what, you can get 12 grand for a coupe. I think it's a little bit more for a convertible. And for that kind of money, you're looking at 335i's. Well, if you're looking for diesels, 335ds, E92 I'm talking about. Also the 430ds, 435ds. They're all the same, like 10 to 15 to 18 grand. And I think this makes a very good case for itself. It's a great looking coupe slash convertible. The engine is fantastic. I do want to try the E400, which is like the petrol version, because I want to hear what that sounds like. Because if you're looking for a diesel commuter slash convertible, this car is incredible, isn't it? Like, I don't know, this compared this to the 3 Series or 4 Series, it's you can't really go wrong either way, to be honest. If you're just a badge choice at the end of the day, I think, because the quality interiors are all great, the engines are all great, and I think they all look good. I guess it's subjective. The Mercedes does look a bit more posh. The 3 Series is a lot more, or 4 Series look more sportier, and they are sportier to drive. So it depends on what you prefer, because this isn't as soft as you expect it to be, but it's not harsh at all. I think it's a perfect suspension for this car. But yeah, when we get to a faster road, after we get past this traffic, I'll put the foot down, show you what the gearbox does or does not do, and you'll see that it's a pretty quick car. Okay, now we've gone past all that traffic. We're on a faster section. We're on like a 50-mile-an-hour road right now. We're about to enter the national speed limit soon. But I just want to talk about the soundproofing for this car. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a bit of whistling coming from like the rear quarter window. I don't know what to call it. The rear passenger window on the right. I think it's because due to this car being so old, there might be a bit of a gap where the wind is coming through. But apart from that, it is surprisingly quiet for a soft top convertible. I think the main thing to take away from this car is that they've managed to make it sound like a hard top. Like, there's very little road noise, very little wind noise apart from that gap that's there, and it's very quiet. Like, it's so nice in this car, to be honest. And then once you got your music going, you barely hear anything. The engine is quiet until you really push it, which we're about to do in a second. But apart from that, for a convertible, it's not bad at all. When you got the roof down, yeah, it's it's very windy. But apart from that, road manners is perfect for this car. Like, I mean, it is an E-Class. For this price, you expect it to be, your brakes really good. But now we're about to enter a quicker section. We are in sport mode. When I hit the pedals, I'll go manual. As you can see, the national speed sign is there. I might want to slow down a bit. Give myself a good run up. Slow down, knock it down to third, and I'm just gonna step on it. Paddle hit, and then gear changes. Paddle hit, and then gear changes. You can see that the delay is there a bit, but you're never really gonna use them. That's why they're small. I don't think they expect you to use it. that whistling does get annoying. So watch out for that if you get a higher mileage car. Make sure it's actually sealed up properly, because that whistle will get annoying over that journey. I do think if you get a properly sorted out one, then you've got one hell of a car, and it should last you a long while. I've heard the engines are very reliable, but you might have, cause as a convertible, it has more things to go wrong than a coupe, so you might have roof issues. I'm not sure, but yeah, overall, it's a banging car, especially with this engine. Without this engine, it's not for me, but for me, a V6 turbo, this car, oh my god. That's it. Overall, for the purpose that is solved, for the problem that it solves for the buyer, it's pretty much an 8 out of 10 car. It's just the interior infotainment is a bit out of date, and it's not the most dynamic thing, but it's one hell of a car. So if you're looking to get a convertible / coupe diesel for motorway journeys and occasional trips around to anywhere basically, then this car, you really have to try this car, test drive this car. It really surprised me. I thought it was just a old man E-Class, but oh man, what a car. Foot down. Oh Christ, on our bike. Oh brother, what a car. Yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a comment down for what you think about this car, or if you have one of these cars, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. See ya.